Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, I'm echoing. Hang on. There we go. Hi y'all. How y'all doing? Got things on and somewhat popping tonight. I hope all y'all's doing good, cause yeah, I scatterbrained a little bit tonight, just a little bit. Was planning on doing a mental day for the most part, and it ended up being a whole mental, you know, y'all know how it goes. Us crafters, we can't keep it together at all times, now can we? How is everyone doing this evening? I'm Eve with the baby's booty, and tonight we're going to try and go back and visit last week with our masks. So I have a whole pack of face masks, pre-done face masks at that, so that all we got to do is pull it out, put on our bling design if all goes well, and we'll have a blinged out mask. Well, not blinged out, but a bling mask. I also had another option available that I've seen other people do, and I was going to show that to you guys. I didn't have success with it, but I was going to show it to you anyway because others have had success with it. So we were going to touch on that. And then also, I wanted to get into something that just about every embroiderer comes across at some point in time in their career of embroidery. And they have issues with it, and they're just not understanding why they keep having issues with it. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram and in the Hoop group, Facebook Hoop group, and all of that jazz, you guys got to see a project I was working on that involves this very topic, and I mentioned that we would touch on it tonight. So I'm looking forward to going into that with you guys briefly, because I did consult with an expert, I mean like 25 plus years expert, who the primary part of his business involved this specific issue that most embroiderers have. All right, so we're going to touch on that and discuss some of his solutions, and let you know about a more in-depth detailed video on that that's going to be pre-recorded, that's coming here shortly. All right, so one of the cool things we do around here is we ring the bell for the new babies. I almost couldn't find it, y'all. Let me slide over here and get it. Almost couldn't find it. So we ring bells for new babies. So if you have a new baby, we like to celebrate with you, and we'll ring the bell and yell and have a good time. So if you have a new baby and you want us to celebrate with you, you already have it. Not that you bought it or you ordered it and it's coming. No, it's in your possession. Whether you've opened it or not, we're going to cheer you on and celebrate with you. So if you have it, let us know what you got in the comments, whether it's a heat press, whether it's a Cricut, whether it's a serger, sewing machine, embroidery machine, any of those type of mechanical objects that we have and we use in our businesses. We want to cheer you on and say congrats. All right, so that's number one. And then number two, join us. We are the Hoop group around here. It's primarily embroidery, but we also incorporate bling and rhinestones, as we're going to do tonight. We also incorporate light vinyl, sublimation, all of that cool stuff. But primarily we deal with embroidery. So we're kind of including all of the other branches there. So even if you don't do embroidery, we still consider you a part of the Hoop group if you want to join in with us and have a good time and share your projects. So if you wish to share your projects and the things that you've been working on, then you can join the Hoop group. Now there's three ways to join the Hoop group. And you can do one or all three. It's entirely up to you. The first way is right as you see down here below, thebabiesbooty.com, and you can go to that website, click on join, we'll get you in, and that's like a forums of sort. You can post pictures, you can ask questions in there, and we'll get right to you as soon as possible. And you can just keep encouraging everyone and be encouraged as well. Also, we are now on Facebook, so if you want to join us on Facebook, go on Facebook and look up the Hoop group or the Baby's Booty, and you should find us there, and you can join there as well. Also, Also, you can be a member here on YouTube, which is really cool for this channel because it does offer some financial support to the channel. And if you join as a member here on YouTube, you do get perks. Okay, there's 3 levels of membership, and the link is in the description below, the Baby's Booty Charlotte /join, and you can join as a member. And no matter which level it is that you join in, you have the option of getting a bell for free. Well, not free, it comes with your membership. So if you would like to become a member and want to get a bell, then go ahead and join down below. Then email me, thebabiesbooty@gmail, your address, and we'll see about getting a bell right out to you. We just ordered some fresh bells. We got our decals going out. Each bell is signed and numbered. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that here. I have number 13 that I keep here in the studio to ring with me. Each bell is hand signed and numbered. There's no 2 numbers of the same bell. Your bell will be unique and numbered. So if you would like to join the Hoop Group and get you a bell, then click join below. Otherwise, what I also like to do is say hi to the beautiful folks that join us every Sunday, to say thank you, because without you guys we wouldn't even have a channel. So without any further ado, I want to say hi to all the lovely people that are in here with me this evening. And also, let me preface all of this that I may not get to every comment every time we come here on Sunday. I definitely try. So if there is a question that you have and I'm not able to get to your question, or it looks like I've skipped your question or overlooked it, just shoot me an email. I'll try my best to get to you as soon as possible. Or in the Hoop Group, you can ask the question as well. And there are tons of helpful folks who have been doing embroidery and bling and sublimation and all of that cool stuff right along with me, and some have been doing it for even longer than I have, and they can help answer your questions as well. All right, so let's get to this chat and say hi. I see Miss Tracy is in here. Hello, Miss Tracy. American Eagle Embroidery and Graphics, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Hello, Tanyu, thank you as well for being a YouTube Hoop Group member, and thank you for joining us this evening. Hello to you. Suzanne, Go Green Go from the Space Coast. Hey, darling, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Always a pleasure to have you. Sunny O'Neill, hello. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Willie Roseman, hello. How are you? Miss 143, hello. She says, hi, all my favorite live. Well, thank you for joining us at your favorite live. We love having you here with us. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Cheryl Melton, hello. Marilyn Denton Giles, hello. Robin White from Suwanee, Georgia. Dorothy Gaston from the STL, hello to all of you. Thank you for joining us this evening. Carol Coleman, hey love, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I definitely appreciate it. Hi, Sheila Cushionberry. You've been here since day one, my love. Thank you for joining us and being with us live this evening. Stampin' Sue Creates, hello. Happy Sewing Sunday to you as well. We appreciate you being here with us. We have Heather Butler. Thank you as well for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Jackie Maddox from Maryland, hello. Stacy G, I'm great. How are you? And welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Leela Nelson and Miss Ethel Smith, thank you to the both of you for being YouTube Hoop Group members and for joining us this evening. It's always a lovely pleasure to have you ladies here with us. Jennifer Jones Tyndall, hello. Susan Green from Louisville, Kentucky, and McKinley Robinson is new to the embroidery life. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening, and thank you for joining the embroidery life. It's addictive. You will be broke buying designs and just having a lot of fun. So thank you for joining us, and we're here to support you as much as we possibly can. Hello, Miss Social Deb. How are you? Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. We definitely appreciate it. Ray Fallow, hello. Andrea Ross, happy Sunday to you as well. And Mary Stovall, to the both of you, thank you both for being YouTube Hoop Group members, and thank you for joining us this evening. Knick-Knack Nurse, Treasure Designs from Columbus, Georgia. Likewise Media, Carmen Alvarado, all is well in Cowley. Weather is great. Happy to be here with the Hoop Group, and we're happy to have you here with us as well. Stampin' Sue Create says she wants to start us off with the bell ringing because she got the new Cricut Joy, which is the cutest little Cricut machine I have ever seen in my life. And I want to ring the bell for you. Congratulations, ma'am, on your brand new Cricut Joy. Congratulations, yes. Oh, and I meant to tell you that if you've never been here with the bell ring, turn your volume down a little bit and put the animals away, because a lot of times they don't like the bell. But thank you for joining us. Debbie D. Hey, Debbie D. Welcome, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. Embroidery Diva. Hello. Pearl Lucas. Karen Murray. Estride St. Ledger. Hello. Welcome. Haven't seen your name before. Welcome. Inspiration Creations. It's Miss Lori from Canada. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Miss Marilyn Denton Giles, you very recently purchased a Brother VQ3000 sewing machine. I think our model numbers are different here in New Zealand to what is used in the USA. Doesn't matter. It's still a new baby, and we still want to congratulate you on your new purchase. Yes, congratulations. So you're going to be sewing up a storm up there in New Zealand. Let us know what you're sewing and what you're making, both you and Stampin' Sue Creates. Show off your projects and the things that you've been working on in our Hoop Group. We'd love to see it. Give us a peek into your studios. Suzanne R. says she's watching from College Station, Texas. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Marge Campbell says hi, everyone. Hello to you as well. We got Scooby-Doo in the house. Hey, Scooby-Doo. How you doing today, my dear? Welcome. And thank you for joining us. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Oh, my gosh. What just happened? Okay. Hopefully, I'm back. I don't know. Did I freeze? What happened? Oh, my gosh. Let's see. Let's see. I'm having issues somewhere. Alright. Is it back? I don't know. Is it back? Okay. Looks like I'm back. Oh my gosh. Y'all, you know it won't be right unless my thing acts up. It's just not right unless I act up. So the cool thing is I do have a new setup so that I can. This computer has all of my embroidery files, plus all of my videos, and all of my everything else about my life is on this computer. But this one is wiped clean, so we're going to switch over to that one. I was going to try and do that tonight, but I didn't have enough time because I waited too late to get that project started. But we're on the path of getting a new setup so that we hopefully can avoid this lag and cutting out and stuff. I'm sorry, y'all. Luana Stark, good evening to you as well. Thank you for joining us. Marge Campbell, Norma Lazaro, McKinley Robinson is watching from Hilton Head Island. Welcome, neighbor. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Beth Price, Margot Cromarty McClure. Sorry about that. Helga Stewart from Berkeley, California. Marianne Reddick. Hey, Marianne Reddick. Joyce Ricketts, Rare Fine Designs. I love that name. Sunny O'Neill, you got a WF7720 for sublimation. Hello to all of you all for joining us this evening. And we all want to say congratulations to Sunny and her WF, her Workforce Epson printer 7720. Sunny is going to be sublimating away, girl. You're going to have a good time. Sublimation is so awesomely cool. I love sublimation. So hopefully we'll get back to some sublimation projects here soon. That's what I'm looking forward to anyways. Shirley Stewart, hello, and Leslie Ram, hello to you as well, and thank you to the both of you for being YouTube Hoop Group members. I really appreciate that. Shellen Crowdus, hello. Teresa Jackson, hello. You've been canning. Girl, can over here too. Congratulations to you for getting all your canning done. And thank you for joining us this evening. Marge Campbell asked a question. She says, has anyone bought a printer with the tanks for sublimation use? I've had a couple of people in the Hoop Group talk about that printer. And it's gotten rave reviews. I thought about buying one about 30 days roughly. Actually, it was just before I moved in. But I just didn't think I should, because it would have mainly been for review purposes only, not really for use, because my printer, I work the hound dog out of it and I absolutely love it. But from what I understand, that's a good printer. So let us know if you do have the Epson printer with the tanks. All right, because Miss Marge Campbell probably has a good question for you. Walk by Faith says, good evening. Hello, how are you? Good evening to you as well. Pamela Banks, hello. Teresa Jackson, thank you. I appreciate that. Andrew Smellick, hello to you as well. Thank you for joining us this evening. Froze for a second, been back. YouTube been doing that all day. I wish they would have let somebody know. That's a pain. Thank you, Beth Price, for letting me know. Karen Murray, hello, how are you? Thank y'all for letting me know that I am back. Trying to figure out how to use that bell emoji. You got it, girl. You got that bell emoji. We love our bell emoji. Marilyn says thank you. You're welcome. Sonia Siegler from Orlando. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Scooby-Doo says out here ABC is playing Black Panther commercial free in honor of Chadwick. That is totally awesome, man. To be completely blunt, that's probably the last movie I've seen is the Black Panther in the theater, that is, because I am not a movie person at all, none whatsoever. I don't go to movies unless I absolutely have to, and rarely nowadays do I watch movies even here at home. So I'm not a movie person, but that is the last movie, if I'm not mistaken, that I've seen. And that's really a sad situation. I really hate hearing that because he was such a young person. And to know that he was suffering like that all during his movie career is crazy, just to even think about it. But that could open up a dialogue amongst ourselves, because one of the things that I had to reach out to the Hoop group in the last week and let you guys that I definitely appreciate each and every one of you all for being a part of the Hoop group and for being so positive and supportive to our group. Unfortunately, one of the things that I've noticed a lot lately, and it's in direct correlation to our environment and atmosphere of the way things are going in, especially in the United States neck of the world. But okay, hopefully that's back. Okay, so I'm not sure why we're buffering, and hopefully I won't have to cut this thing short today because that's annoying. Y'all just don't have no idea how annoying it is. But at any rate, going back to what I was saying, it's been so much going on in the world, but I definitely wanted to let each and every last one of you guys know that I appreciate the support of this channel. I appreciate the kindness and the consideration and just being good decent human beings here in the Hoop Group channel. That means a lot to me. And I'm sure it means a lot to a lot of the others that are in here. Each person has their own personal story to tell. And if I were able to discuss with you all, which I don't and I won't, but the letters and the outpouring of just emotion that I get from fan mail and stuff like that, of folks letting me know what their life is like and things that they've gone through, and how much embroidery or sublimation or crafting in general has helped them cope with the things that they've been through. You know, why pile something else on top of that? So I definitely appreciate from each and every last one of you to avoid bringing the negativity into the group, and for keeping things positive. It means a lot to me, because one of the things that we all here have in common is we love our crafting. We love to craft, okay? And we love each element and section of our craft. So I definitely want to say thank you. Thank you very, very much from us here at the Baby's Booty Studios. And thank you individually to each and every last one of you, because it's difficult sometimes in some of the groups that I'm in that share some of, like a cricket group, whether it's cricket, whether it's embroidery, especially embroidery. I don't know what it is, but the embroidery groups, some bling groups, some sublimation groups, and there's a lot of negativity out there, and I just don't like that. You know, so usually when I see it, I just kind of like keep scrolling or just click off of Facebook. I haven't even really been on Facebook that much in the last couple of weeks because it's just been that bad. So thank you. Thank you for giving us a safe place to come to and have a good time. And I look forward to sharing this fun and this great place with you all this evening. All right, so thank you. I definitely wanted to let y'all know that. I did in the group, but I want to let you all know that here on YouTube as well. Okay, so again, I want to say Marge Campbell. What did you say, Miss Marge Campbell? Iris said she disliked going to the movies as well. I know that's right. Miss Ellen Nicole 01, she says, hey there, I'm so happy to see you rearrange my workshop today and thought about you. How do you do yours? Here it's a lot of prayer. Y'all, I don't know that I can deal with this. This is crazy. I don't understand why everything is stopping. And I see what somebody said is YouTube. YouTube is acting real monkey. But I also have a basement space as well that I'm having to put things and arrange things and do that. You know what? I don't think we're going to be able to do the mask thing tonight. Not with the way YouTube is acting up tonight. That would drive me insane to be in the middle of doing something and it not work. I can show you what I've done. That one part can be really quick, but the other is going to involve me doing stuff on the computer, and that's just going to give me a headache and make me sad. So I don't think we're going to do the mask, the whole mask project tonight. We can talk about it a little bit, but I'm not going to do it because that's just too much. Because I don't know why it's stopping like this, and that's going to annoy me. But at any rate, Echo Tank printer, that's what it was. And so that's where I've had to rearrange and do stuff here. But what my husband is helping me understand in this space is because my spaces are not attached like they were at my prior residence. So I have to put what's most important here near me in this space, and then the overflow stuff in the other spaces, you know, and the stuff that I rarely use in the basement, so that I can go down there and get to it. Like today I needed to find some hats, so I went down there and looked in my hat box, but I just don't do hats rarely. I mean, I rarely do hats, so it's like those are downstairs. But my vinyl that I use on occasion right now is right here beside me, but it's going to go in the overflow room so that I know where that is. My bling and my rhinestones, for the most part, those are in the overflow room because I don't bling every day like I used to. But if I have a project that comes up, like my cheer team usually gets shirts done around about this time of year, so within the next month or so they'll be ramping up asking for shirts. So I have a space in front of me that's dedicated to where I can set up their bling and the stones that they normally use, but the rest of the bling is in there. So I bring out what I need, and then that way my space can stay kind of not cluttered. Because you know, we have that creative clutter as creatives, and we tend to have clutter even though we know where our stuff is, but it's a creative chaos because, you know, we use so many different things so many different times, and he's teaching me how to tame that. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying anyway, but ultimately what I also do is channel my favorite things and use those to help me with storage. So I love containers. I love containers, especially clear containers. So I'll show you real quick one of the things that and it's probably gonna make my video freeze now that I think about it. So let me see if I can't just bring one over here. Like for instance, one of the things I just recently purchased, just the other day actually, and I'm sure many of you guys have these in your workspaces, are these plastic drawers. So I can see through them, I know what's in them, And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these now, and I'm going to get another one. And so I keep, like, in my top drawer over there, I have my chalk markers. I have my Sharpies in the next one, and the next one down I have my fabric markers, and then in the very bottom are my razor blades and my my craft knives, and my X-Acto knives are in the bottom drawer. And then the next one I have cords, I have post-it notes, I can't see what's in the other one, and then I have my video makeup is in the bottom of that one. So each drawer has its own purpose. And then at one point in time, they don't have them anymore, or I haven't been able to find these anymore, but at one point Dollar Tree had these drawers, and I absolutely love them, and I kind of like hoard these because I love them so much. So these clear drawers here, like this one has my tassels in it, and this one is still in the plastic because I haven't figured out what I want to put in it yet, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 16 of these, and they're stacked on top of each other, but in 2 stacks. So 1 stack of 8 and 1 stack of 8 of these, and it's the clear is just really, really pretty to me. So that's one little thing that I have. I love glass, and like I said, clear things, so I have a lot of glasses with pins and stuff in them that I love. So that's one of the things I would suggest. Surround yourself and use things that touch you, that you love, and that make you feel special. And I just think it brings an element of pretty to my space. So that's just something a little small that I wanted to take, because Dollar Tree, along with those drawers, they even have these cube boxes, and I have a whole stack of those over there. It's just, so that's one of my tips that I would give to how I organize my workshop. Does it work perfectly? No, because if I take this camera off and swing it around, you'll be like, oh my god, why don't she clean up? Organized chaos around here. At least for right now. I'll get it. We've been working to get it together, but it's organized chaos, so at least that's what I call it. Laura's Lace Fabric says, good evening from Southern California. Good evening to you as well. Marge Campbell says, I'm so proud. Today my Futura CE 150 went out of time less than a year after it was serviced. Did you put it back in time? Oh my gosh, I am proud of you if you were able to do that. Sat and watched the video, timed it myself. I can finally do zigzags with no skips, part of saving the $80 towards a printer. Congratulations, Marge, because setting a timer is very difficult. It really is. I tried, I failed. I did not get it done, and ended up taking the machine in, and he was like, did you know your machine was out of time? I was like, really? Oh no. Yeah, no, it was out of time. I had messed it up trying to set the time. So yeah, that's a very good thing. So congratulations. I love being able to fix my own stuff. Let us see. Now I saw something and then I skipped it, I think. Where am I? Oh, here we go. Let us see. Oh, here we go. Just got my Alice Rigby. There it is. Just got my reposition hoop for the PE 535 and going crazy, making everything larger. Thank you for your encouragement. You're welcome. That repositional hoop definitely opens up a whole new world of embroidery for that 4x4 embroidery machine, does it not? I love it. I love that repositional hoop. And it's once you figure out how to do it, it's not difficult. But you have to figure out how to do it, and that's what the video is for. So yeah, I'm glad you're able to get it done. I'm glad you're able to figure it out, and please share pictures of your projects. We would love to see. Stampin' Sue Creates, love you too, my dear. Thank you so much for being a part of our live crew. Angela Baker, hello, how are you? Marissa Dandridge, hello, love your name, Marissa. I know somebody named Marissa. Miss Eartha Lewis, hey Miss Eartha Lewis, how are you? Juan Rat, hello, how are you? Welcome. Marge Campbell says, we each have something going on in life, either health or otherwise. Mine is my hubby's health. He has a form of leukemia, CLL. He's lost so much weight. I am sorry to hear that, because one thing's for certain, cancer doesn't care who you are, where you're from, what color you are, how old you are. That's one thing that is just always difficult for everyone. So prayers for you and your family, and hopes that you can cope and continue to stay strong. McKinley Robinson, thank you. I appreciate the emojis. Those are super cute. Jackie Howard, hello my dear. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Eve's Great Escape. Tracy, that's funny. Together we can go anywhere in the land of crafting. I know, right? Yes, that's definitely for sure. Angela Johnson says, hello, I am excited to start making things with my machine. Angela, what machine do you have, my dear? Walk by Faith. Thank you. Dawsmer, hello from Mississippi Gulf Coast. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I hope you and your family were safe from the hurricane a couple of days ago. This is Ashley XO. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us, and happy Sunday to you. April Hall. Oh, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well, for sure. Thank you for your support of our channel. April Hall. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Let's see. Working on masks again now that the Futura is timed and running great. That is mask. I kind of don't like those drawers. They don't like me either. Marge, which ones? The ones from Dollar Tree or the ones from Sterilite? The Sterilite drawers. The Sterilite drawers, all Sterilite drawers can be a pain, but when you can get them to work right with the right stuff, they work really well. I love them. Pamela Bradley White says, excited to be here. Got a new baby. Got a hat press. Oh, hat presses are fun, my dear. Congratulations. Holler. Hat press in the house. I love doing hats. The hat press is really cool. And the cool thing with the hat press is you can use them with your masks too. You can use them with the masks, especially the ones that lay flat. It makes it so much easier to press masks. Okay, so keep that in mind. Nice Soulful Creations. Hey dear, how are you? Welcome. Happy Sunday to you as well. Oh, I had a large one of those drawer type shelves for all my spools of thread and wore it out. The Sterilite isn't gonna last, unfortunately. That's what kills me. Laverne Miller says, always loved your chandelier. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love my chandelier too. I think it's the absolute cutest little thing. And got it from I don't know if you have Big Lots in your area, but I got it from there like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. How long? I don't even know how long it's been, but I got it some years ago from Big Lots, and it had a light, battery operated light in it, and I broke the light, so I hung it from my light fixture. You know what? I need to hang it from that light fixture. I don't know why I didn't think to do that. I need to hang it from my ceiling fan. I think that's gonna be real cute because that'll make it move when the ceiling fan is on. That's gonna be real cute. Thanks for the idea, girl. Appreciate it. Shirley Stewart says, just started using my fast frames. Love them almost as much as my mighty hoops. Those fast frames are really cool. The fast frames definitely make life faster when it comes to doing embroidery projects. The thing is, you have to really learn how to adapt them to the different embroidery projects that you do. Now, I don't care for the fast frames when it comes to doing like shirts, polo shirts, stuff like that. But the fast frames are amazing when it comes to doing like jackets, big bulky things. I use them for duffel bags. I use them for a lot of stuff. I love fast frames. So yes, fast frames are cool too. Marissa Dandridge says, I feel so confused about embroidery, but ordered the PE 800 and looking for a table now. Tables, the PE 800 is not a super heavy machine. You do want something sturdy. Don't get a little floppy table. Folding table is somewhat sturdy enough, but if it wobbles while you're moving it, then you definitely want to find something a little sturdier. One place that usually has really good sturdy tables, but it'll make you examine your language options while putting them together is IKEA. IKEA has excellent tables, small tables that you can put together, unfortunately, and have a nice sturdy surface for your sewing area. So that may be an option if you have an IKEA in your area. How do you know if your machine is out of time? What does that mean? Iris Diaz. So can I show it on that machine? I might can show it on this machine. How far away am I? I just don't want to make my thing buffer. Let's see. I'm hoping I won't make it buffer, and I can show you what it means in a way to be out of time. Kind of. I can kind of show you. Let me see if I can get my camera together. There we go. All right. So I hope I don't mess up the video, and if so, give me a sec, and I'll be right back. But of course, the cool thing about sewing machines, embroidery machines, sergers, mirror machines, any of those machines are all basically the same principle. They all work on the same basis for the most part. Hemming machines, all of them. And what it boils down to is a needle. So you have your needles, you have your bobbin, and for the most part, oh, sorry, you probably didn't see none of that. You have your needles, you have your bobbin, and then you have, you know, your thread, and then thread down here in the bobbin. Well, the thing with the timing is, just like in a car, when you hit the gas, you're giving the car gas, and the gas flows into the engine where the spark plugs create a spark, which causes that little bit of gas that squirts into the engine, causes an explosion, and the pressure of the explosion pushes your pistons, and the pistons are what drive your engine and go faster and faster and faster. Alright, well, same principle here. Your embroidery machine runs on an engine, but it has to have the right timing. So this thread up here, this needle takes this thread down into your bobbin area where there is a hook in here, and I'm going to push the button here in a moment, and you'll see this spin around, because what happens is when that needle goes down in here, that hook spins around and grabs that thread from the needle and brings it around to catch the thread that's under here to create a loop or a chain in the fabric, so that the needle and the fabric form this sewing. It's sewing. Oh God, I'm at a loss for an explanation word, but it forms this chain that basically ties. It ties the threads together in the fabric, and it has to be timed perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. I don't care if it's an embroidery machine, I don't care if it's a sewing machine, I don't care if it's a serger. It has to have perfect timing, that hook comes around at the right time to catch that needle and pull that thread around to catch that bobbin thread, for that needle to come back up at the right time. Because if it ever comes out of time, then that needle will come down and it'll hit the rotary hook at the wrong time and break the needle. Or the thread will miss the hook, and the hook will not catch that thread to bring it around to catch that bobbin thread. So everything has to be in perfect timing. So if that timing is off, your machine won't sew. Your embroidery machine won't stitch. Your sewing machine won't sew. Your serger machine won't serge. Your mirror machine won't mirror. It has to have that perfect timing married up here and down here in order to make it work. So that's what she means by timing. So when I press this button, you see that hook spin around down there. That's the hook that spins around and grabs the thread to bring it to catch that bobbin. So that's what timing is, and that's why it's so super important. I mean, you get that timing off, trust me, you're sad. Very, very, very sad, because usually usually your timing goes out when you're in the middle of a project. It never goes out when you're just sitting there like la 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 la. I think I'll check my timing. Oh, my timing is out. Let me call the repairman. And all is beautiful in one. No, the timing is always out in the middle of a project. And it makes you really, really sad and make you question your life and your worth in the sewing industry. So timing is very important. That's why you want to make sure that you keep your equipment in good repair, cleaned out. Don't let dust collect down in where that bobbin is. One of the other things that I know for a fact threw off my timing was it bird nested down in the machine, and I didn't clean all of the loose threads and stuff out, and I kept trying to run this project because I was trying to get this project out on time, and I kept abusing it. I didn't take the time to get it all cleaned out, and it got gunked up in there, and it threw the timing off. And I thought that I could fix it myself. And when I went in there to try to fix it, it was like, yeah, no, you're not good at this. So how about you call a professional? And I had to call a professional to take it in and get it serviced. The 6 needle, that is, I had to take it in because I threw the timing off. But saying all of that to say, that's what timing is, and it's very, 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 very important in a sewing machine. And definitely want to make sure that you don't mess with that timing if you don't have to, because timing is not a hard thing to get off, but it's not an easy thing to get your timing off either. It's not easy. You have to have done something or turn the knob a wrong way or something, because usually it's dealing with your the knob where you turn to raise and lower your needle. Sometimes that can help get it off, because I'm pretty sure that's where I messed up. But at any rate, that's what timing is. And Miss Iris, and that's how you can get it out of time and what it involves. All right, but definitely if your machine is not stitching, you have your bobbin in and your bobbin's installed correctly. You have your thread in, the thread is correct. Your needle is there. See, that's what people tend to not understand when their machine acts up and they're like, okay, my machine is broken, it's not working. Do a method of elimination. Do elimination. Process of elimination. That's what I was trying to say. So if your machine was stitching along just fine and now all of a sudden it's not stitching, what did you change? What happened in the last 2 minutes to make your machine stop working? Did you change a needle? Well, maybe your needle's installed incorrectly. So try taking your needle out, reinstalling it, or get a new needle. Maybe your new needle that you just put in there wasn't as new or straight as you thought it was, because sometimes needles can come bad from the factory. So get a fresh needle, put a fresh needle in there, make sure it's installed straight and correctly, it's tightened like it's supposed to be, hand tightened, not like super tight that you got to struggle to get it off. All of that stuff. Then make sure that you re-threaded it correctly. Maybe you skipped a step. I've done it before. It's not a hard thing to do, especially when you're threading more than one needle. Excuse me. So check your thread path and how your thread is thread through the machine, because that could have been the problem. Or make sure that now that you've rethreaded it and you put a new needle in, make sure your bobbin is good. You didn't take the bobbin out, did you? See, all of that stuff you want to take into account, because if it was stitching just fine a minute ago and now all of a sudden it's not, then you changed something. What did you just change? And then figure that out. Process of elimination. So doing that is what can help you make sure that your machine stays in time and that everything flows like it's supposed to. Angela Johnson says she's got the Highland 15 needle embroidery machine. Oh, and hi Harriet Anderson, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Angela, I remember asking you about what machine. Oh, you're excited to start making things with your machine. Well, congratulations on your 15 needle. When did you get it? Because that means we need to rearrange. I mean, not rearrange, ring the bell for you, right? I want to make sure. And Marissa, did you get your machine yet, or is it still on order? Because we want to ring for your baby when it gets there too. Marge Campbell says not the Dollar Tree ones. Oh, okay. I'm not sure where these I have came from. Got in storage auctions. Man, I love Sterilite drawers. They don't love me, but I love them. So we definitely want to keep that in mind whenever you come across a good deal on Sterilite. Shoot me an email. Iris says, do you know if there's a repositional hoop for the Futura XL400? I don't know. But what you can do is go to Amazon, type in repositional hoop. And when it pull, first question is, what size is your largest hoop? If it's 4x4, then look up 4x4 repositional hoop and see if you can find the manufacturer's list of what machine it will go with. And hopefully it'll tell you. Matter of fact, let me look and see. Let me look and see, because I don't have the Singer, so I haven't ever like looked for that. Uh-oh. Amy Wilcox, I don't know if you're in here, but I'm going to do this now. How long ago was that? Oh Lord, that was at 8:51. I'm sorry, y'all. I need to do this for someone who has Sew It Pro. Make sure that she gets her code on time. There we go. Okay, now we'll go to Amazon. Amazon. Did that go through? Oh, there we go. Okay. What did we say? Repositional hoop. Repositional hoop. Whoops. Can I spell hoop, please? 2 O's, not 2 P's. And you said Futura Singer. Let's see. This one says Innovis, brother. Simplicity. Is that brother? I don't know if that's brother or not. I do not see it saying Singer on this one, so all the ones that I'm looking at, let's look at this one. I don't see Singer. I just see Simplicity and Brother. So what I will suggest is to do it the opposite way then, and go to Singer Futura. Type in Singer Futura. S-I-N-G-E-R. If you, whoops, U-T-U-R-A. What did you say? XL something. Oh crap, I just lost it. Oh, XL400. XL400. And see if it shows repositional hoops. Right now I see a bobbin, I see a foot, I see a hat hoop, so you can get a hat hoop. The cover, bobbin case, plug, feet. I see a small embroidery hoop. I see a large hoop. What is this one? A large hoop for XL400. Here's a large hoop. So I don't know if this one would be considered repositional or not. Let's see. 6x10. Will this fit what size is this hoop? 6x10, I think. It fits my Singer XL 400. Yeah, this is a 6x10. Well made. Perfect. I don't know. So they say this fits your machine and it's 6x10. I don't know what size your Futura XL 400 says it does, but that's pretty much how I find stuff for my machines. I type in the model number, Google it usually, or Amazon, check it, and whatever pulls up, I start looking at accessories and what accessories come with it. That's how I found the repositional hoops. So that's what I would suggest, but as of right now, I don't see a repositional hoop for that machine, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, because that would need some time to look into it to see if one is available. Let us see. Put some two-sided no slide cloth under your machine so it does not move around. Likewise, media suggested, and actually it was more the wobbling of the table that I was mentioning, what I was targeting more so than anything when I was making my suggestion, because when your table wobbles, it's annoying. So try and find one that's sturdy. Shirley Stewart, exercise your language options. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it clean. Let us see. I tried all the adjustments I could, and I always leave time until the very last because it's a pain to take the cover off the newer machines. Yes. Laura's Lace Fabrics. I purchased a large old drafting table from Facebook Marketplace. Nice and sturdy for the embroidery machines. That sounds cool. This one says she just gave me a lesson on cars. I love cars, especially when I can go fast. As my grandbaby say, Grammy, you go fast. Boy, stop telling my business. Marge Campbell says, for the multi-needle machines, it's much easier than a home sewing embroidery machines. That is absolutely correct. I've been going through a lot of fabric with fusible stabilizer on it. Yes, the multi-needle machines are made, especially industrial ones, they're made for you to be able to set your timing. So yes, that is correct. That is correct. Pamela Bradley, no, I've just screwed up a lot of stuff. And had to learn how to fix it. So yes, that is correct. Laura's Lace, my Bernina sewing embroidery machine timing was off and I had to pay $250 to get it repaired. Yeah, if mine wasn't under a extra warranty, I would have had to pay too. Glad I did, because I would have been real sad. 2 weeks ago, still trying to figure it out. Oh, congratulations from 2 weeks. Did we ring for you 2 weeks ago? Please let me know, because we want to ring. We want a reason to ring. You're welcome, Leslie Rim, and thank you for being a YouTube hoop group member. Your largest hoop is a 5x7. Okay, so there was an option there that's 6x10, so you might could use that as a repositional hoop. Now, whether or not 100% for sure it fits your machine, I don't know. And the thing is, it says it does have Singer large hoop for XL 400 is listed in the name. It's called brand generic. $39, 18 of them left in stock. So what I would say is type in, like I said, Amazon Futura XL 400, see the hoops that pop up, and then pull it up that way so that you can get your, see if it fits. And if it doesn't, that's the one thing I love about Amazon, they do have a return window, and it's generous. It's something like 60 days, so you can send it back if it does not work. Okay, that is what I suggest. Whoops, nope, don't want to do that. Alright, so just invested in the Rekuma EM1010. Is a durable operating machine. I'm new to it and using a Brother SE625. That's a huge jump, McKinley Robinson, but that is an awesome jump. The industrial machines are a lot of fun. So I hope when your baby comes, you absolutely love it, and let us know how it works out for you, and let us know when it arrives so we can ring the bell. I'm always tired on Sunday evenings, y'all. Okay. Doorverse Designs. Hello, everyone. Hello to you as well. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Marge Campbell coming through with the win. She says Fatura has a repositioner hoop. It's one of the machines I have. Hoop It All. So look for the Hoop It All. Is it on Amazon, Marge? Where can she get that? Stephanie Smith. Hi, everyone. Eve, can you share who you use to digitize items for you? Yes, I can. And I just typed it in the chat for you. It's jjdigitizing.com. Pat Ash, hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. Ramona Middleton, hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Alex Rigby, have you encountered an embroidery machine stitching about 22 stitches and stopping, giving you an error message, the thread is not broken, I need your repair guide? What I will suggest to that, Alice Rigby, how long, okay, oh, I did ring for you, yes, holler. One-on-one teaching class, Angela Johnson asked, I'm going to answer that here in a moment. My, suggestion to you, Alice Rigby, I want to suggest something, but I need to know something first. How long have you been doing embroidery? How long have you been doing embroidery? Pamela Ward, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member, and I'm glad you've enjoyed your EM 1010. It's always awesome to go from single needle to multi-needle. It is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Big learning curve, but it's a lot of fun. Marge Campbell, we get machines at auctions often, and folks now bring me their older machines to get working. Go ahead on, girl. That's what's up. Especially since it's kind of difficult sometimes to find a machine repair person these days. It really is. What is the difference between repositional hoops and regular hoops? Ray, the difference between the repositional hoops and the regular hoops is usually a 6 months. Okay, got something I want to ask you. The regular hoops for the single needle machines are usually limited. So most people who want a repositional hoop, like for instance, when I first started, I had the Brother SE 500, no, PE 500, and it was a 4x4 embroidery machine, was the largest size that machine would do. Well, 4x4 isn't very big at all, really. I wanted to embroider bigger, but didn't know how to embroider bigger without having to embroider 4x4, take it out of the hoop, move it over, line it up just so, and you know who can actually line up embroidery designs just so, line it up just so, re-hoop it, and embroider again and get bigger results out of your embroidery. Well, that's difficult to do. So what someone out there who absolutely loves us all came up with is a repositional hoop. And what that hoop does is it's larger. It's broken up into 3 4x4 sections, and it extends out the 4x4 field to a 4x6.5. Not much bigger. It's not like triple the size, but 4 to about 6.5. And you can put it in a program like So What Pro, which I use, and it makes repositional hooping a breeze because it'll break up the design for you, but it'll break it up, and then all you have to do is hoop your project one time in this hoop, and then you embroider in, it'll direct you to embroider in position number 1, and then when it's time to embroider in position number 2, all you have to do is take the hoop off of the machine. You don't take your project out of the hoop, you just take your hoop off, move it down 1 click, and then put it back on the machine, and then it'll embroider in position number 2, and then when it's time to do position number 3, it'll tell you to move it into the next click, and you do position number 3. That's how you do repositional hoops, and what the purpose is of them, to keep you from being limited to just one size. They also have repositional hoops for the 5x7 embroidery machines, for those who get a 5x7 machine and want to go bigger than 5x7. So it'll allow them to go 5 by like 12 or something along those lines. So the repositional hoop actually is it opens up a larger world of embroidery for those who are on machines that are limited in size. So that's what the repositional hoop is. Regular hoop is just, you can only embroider in just that one hoop size. That's it. in order to go bigger, you would actually have to take it out of the hoop, move the hoop where you want to go to your next place and embroider there. So Alice Rigby, it's only been 6 months. So my question to you would be, have you checked your manual on how to properly thread the embroidery machine? Okay, so what a lot of times people don't realize is there is a right and a wrong way to thread your machine. So with your machine, what machine do you have, Alice? Please. Mark Campbell says, we live in a very small city and closest tech is 70 plus miles round trip. I try to help where I can. Most of us are lower income. That's awfully kind of you and very commendable, because like I said, it is difficult to find a repair guy that doesn't break the bank, you know, because it's very pricey to get embroidery or sewing machine repair done. I'm still in demo for Sew Up Pro. I have the SE425. Sheldon says, and when I use a font I purchase and resize it by clicking and shrinking my font, it's stitched out bad in some areas. Could it be because I resized it? Yes. Yes, that is why. When you resize it in Sew Up Pro, first of all, I wouldn't resize it any smaller or larger than 20% of the original size. So keep that in mind. The PE535, awesome. So when you resize in Sew Up Pro, make sure you go up to the menu and click on Tools and then select Resize. From there to resize it. Don't drag it by the handles, because what you have to realize is, you know, how can I put it? If you want to, I got a perfect example for y'all. Give me a sec. This is gonna be kind of funny. Look what we have here. OMG. It is a cheesecake, right? Okay, so here's my cheesecake. I love cheesecake. Didn't feel like doing the prep work. So I came across this in the grocery store, right? This is Philadelphia no-bake cheesecake filling. No, they didn't sponsor this video at all. They finna sponsor the sugar spike I'm gonna have here later this evening. But for right now, they didn't sponsor our video. But at any rate, this is pretty cool, because they're like, all you got to do is scoop it out of this, scoop it into your crust, put it in the refrigerator for a little bit. There you got some cream cheese cake that you've been craving for the last who knows how long. So when you go to resize your font or your design in Sew Up Pro, what you want to do is use the tool to resize it. Because if you don't, what it basically equivocates to is you taking a crust and you taking one tub that fills up this crust and saying, you know what, I want more of a cheesecake. I want my cheesecake bigger. I want my font bigger. I want my design bigger. So I'm going to get 2 tubs of this and put it in this crust. This crust took 1 tub. So what's going to happen when you put 2 tubs of this in this one crust? It's going to overflow. It's not going to give you a proper pie. It's going to be ridiculous, actually. And probably the pie is going to be all the way up to here and your crust is going to be all the way down to here. The exact same thing applies when you're resizing down. And you say, you know what? I don't want this big of a cheesecake, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use half of this tub in this one crust. Okay, you can, but you're going to have a whole bunch of crust and barely, you know, a little thin layer of cheesecake in the bottom. It's not going to be right. So in order to do it properly, you need to resize your crust. So if you want a bigger pie, then make a bigger crust and get 2 tubs and put it in a bigger crust. Or if you want a smaller pie, buy the little smaller crusts and make you smaller pies with less stuff. You want to resize it properly, because what happens is when you're dragging those handles, you're making your design smaller, but you're not reducing the amount of stitches in that design. So when you go to stitch it, the stitches are just going to pile on top of each other in this smaller space that you created, and it's not going to stitch out perfectly. It's going to look like trash, actually. So likewise, if you want it bigger and you just drag it by the handles, you don't resize it properly in the menu, well, you're not increasing your stitches like you're supposed to. So when you pull it out, your stitches are just going to be all spaced out and look ridiculous, because they're not going to fill in that extra area that you're putting in with that design. So make sure that you're resizing it in the resize menu so that the software can adjust your design accordingly and add stitches where they need to be added, or take stitches out, reduce that density where it doesn't need to be because you shrunk the design. But a word of caution, there's a lot of people out here who resize willy-nilly in So What Pro. That's fine. You can give it a shot. If it stitches and you're okay with how it stitches, great. But as someone who has been trained in digitizing, when a design is digitized at a specific size, then it is digitized to be stitched out optimally at that size. So if you increase it more than 20% or shrink it more than 20%, you're throwing off that balance that digitizer created that font at that perfect size. So it'll throw it off, and it still may not stitch out as good, even if you use the resize in the menu. So definitely keep that in mind. Digitizing is an art. So if there's something that you really need at a smaller size, and right now you have it in a much larger size, but you need it much smaller, have it digitized again. I did put a link. I typed into the chat jjsdigitizing.com or jjdigitizing.com. Give him a shout. He'll digitize it for you. If it's a design that you need much smaller and it really can't be done at that size, he'll let you know. He'll let you know, because the thing is, when you have a design digitized, you want it to be clean all the way across the board. You want it to stitch out absolutely perfectly. Well, if it's not digitized, if it's too small to be digitized, wait a minute, how am I saying it? If the design can't be digitized at the size that you're asking, then it's going to look bad. And you want someone who's going to be honest with you and have it digitized properly. Okay, so I'm going to put my cheesecake back so it's going to be ready for me when I get back, and then I'm going to grab my SE425 so that Miss Alice, I can show you something. Okay, give me one sec. Let me put my yummy yums back. I forgot all about that cheesecake. I'm glad I thought about it. Oh, alright. So, it's 10:11. So here in a little bit, I'm going to go over the problem that most embroiderers have, where I told you I spoke with an expert. I mentioned it earlier for those who are joining us late. I did want to bring out something that a discussion that I had with an expert who's been in the industry over 25 years, and there's a common problem for a lot of embroiderers, and I want to talk about that with you guys. He was adamant in our conversation and really wanted to make sure that this message got out, so we're going to talk about that before we finish out this evening. But Alice, one of the things that usually causes that error, if it stitches fine for a little bit and then it stops, check your thread, check your threading, okay? Because if it's stitching for a little bit, then that means the timing's not off, because it's catching the bobbin. So your bobbin is there and it's doing kind of sort of what it's supposed to do, and this up here is doing kind of sort of what it's supposed to do, but you want to make sure that it's still make sure that it's threaded correctly. So people don't pay attention usually to these diagrams that are all over these machines. They're there for a reason. So make sure that you have your thread set in the thread pin like it's supposed to be. Then you want to make sure your presser foot is up. Make sure when you're threading your machine that your presser foot is up. It cannot be down. It needs to be up. Then you want to follow each and every last one of the guides that this machine says to go through. So you want to go under this first hook. This is number 1. Make sure that it's going through that little channel. Then you want to make sure that it goes under this flap, number 2. Then you want to make sure that it now says go down this channel, number 3. Then back up, which is number 4. Come up and over because you're trying to catch this hook that's in there. Presser foot is up this whole time, right? Then you come and you grab this hook. Then you go down. And one of the other things that people tend to forget is right in front of the needle. I just got caught on this darn thing. Right in front of the needle is a little teeny hook, a bar in front of that needle. You want to go behind that needle, that bar. Let me see if I can't get you guys to see that without tearing up our video. Alright, so it's right here listed as number 6. So once you go up and come back over and down to number 5, right here before you thread your needle, there's a bar right here. Okay, did it freeze on me? It looked like it froze. I figured it probably would. Let's see. Yep, look like it froze. I'm doing too much, y'all. Sorry about that. At least I figured out I could do that. That's cool. Didn't know. Alright, here we go. Are we back yet? No, yes. Let me put this thing back. Oh my gosh. I'm forever tearing y'all up. I'm sorry. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Is it back? No. Nope. I'm still frozen right here. Nope, still not working. Oh my god. Y'all, I'm forever tearing up this stuff. We was doing good and then I had to mess it up. Oh no. Actually, this one ain't the issue. Alright, I got my camera back here. Let's see if I'm back. There we go. Yay! So I'm going to leave this alone and not move my camera no more. But at any rate, there I go tearing up stuff again. There's a bar in front of the needle. Make sure that thread goes behind the bar. And then thread your needle. But your presser foot needs to be up when you're threading. And also make sure that you're loading your bobbin just like the picture says on the front of this heavy machine that I would pick up and show you, but the machine is heavy, so I can't do that. Alright, y'all, let me quit moving stuff around and get to the matter at hand of the other issue, because I think it's pretty important. Thank you for welcoming me back. I want to, hey, Miss Bickle, oh my gosh, hi. Thank you for joining us this evening and for being a YouTube Hoop Group member, Miss Bickle. I appreciate that. Hello, Evan Marrero, welcome. Overslept. Oh, okay. No worries. Just give me a holler when you can get a chance. Menu to resize. Oh, and the cheesecake sounds like a wonderful easy treat. Yeah, it is an easy treat. Okay, let me make serious. Where did I take a digitizing course? I would suggest John Deere digitizing course. I would suggest John Deere. Sorry, Willow Allen, my bad. That's cute. That was funny. Sue Brown does have free digitizing, yes. and she used to digitize with John Deere, but they don't digitize conjoined anymore. Okay, so Mari says on me. Sorry, my bad. Okay. You mentioned So What Pro and being able to reposition. I'm trying to put my hat back in the hoop to add my last name. Okay, that's a little bit different. Ooh, man, y'all had some good questions and I missed them. Okay. All right. So, okay, a couple of questions I saw that I missed. Jackie Creeks, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you so very much. You asked, does the hoop come larger than 6x7? It depends on what machine you're talking about. So, if you're talking about the Brother machine, you have 5x7 in the... Okay, so there's a couple of options. Your 4x4 embroidery machine, which is the largest size hoop that the 4x4 would do, or there's a 5x7 embroidery machine, which is the largest size hoop that that embroidery machine will do, so on and so forth. So with the repositional hoops that they're asking about, if it's a 4x4 hoop, just like Doorverse Design says, she has the Brother SE625 and a SA434 repositional hoop, which is the 4x4 embroidery machine, but she can go up to 4x6. You can't go 5x6 with that machine. The largest size it will do in any one direction is 4 by something a little bit larger, and the largest it will do is 6.5 roughly. The 5x7, the exact same principle applies. It will only do 5 inches in one given direction, and then the largest it will do is 12 with the repositional hoop. But the largest size for that hoop is 5x7. So does it come larger than 6x7? Again, that would depend on which machine you're talking about. Let me know and I'll try to answer that a little bit better. Doorverse Designs, is it possible to try applique with a repositional hoop? It is. It's a challenge. It is possible, but it's very challenging. And you kind of have to, unfortunately, know how to break the design apart and make sure that the steps you need stitch together and get them out of sequence in order to put them back in sequence with the whole pattern. I don't know the better way to explain that, but it is very difficult to do applique, large applique with the repositional hoop, because it breaks it up. You see what I'm saying? And you have to know how to get the design to stitch the applique portion so that you can do it all together. I would say no, only because I know the headache that's behind it. But I do know other folks who have been able to successfully do it. But they also know how to they've taken the time to figure out how to take a design apart and put it back together in Sew It Pro so that they can do the applique. I'm going to say no, though. I'm going to say no. I wouldn't suggest that you do it. But from what I understand, there are people that have done it and quite successfully. Now, Pamela Bradley White, you said that I mentioned Sew It Pro and being able to reposition. I'm trying to put my hat back in the hoop and add my last name. Now, with a hat, that's a little bit different because there's no like repositional hoop per se for the hat. You can use it for the hat, but there's no repositional hoop for the hat. So that being the case, you would just have to line it back up, and that's where my suggestion of marking your placements on your blanks come in quite handy rather. So you're able to line up your needle with your center point, and then you can help use that to guide where you're going to add your name or put your name back in the hoop. You guys, when it comes to piecing embroidery designs together, it can be done, but it's like when you go to build a storage shed or something like that, you have plans that you're supposed to follow. You can make it bigger than what the plans say, but you have to know how to piece the new part together with the outer part in order to make it bigger. And it's not as easy as, oh, all I gotta do is just add a 2x4 right here and it's just gonna work. No, you gotta make sure that it's structurally sound in order to make sure that that building doesn't come tumbling down on your head later. So when it comes to repositioning an embroidery design, you have to know how the design is structured so that you can break it apart effectively and be able to stitch it bigger in that one space. So hats don't really have a repositional hoop, but you can put it back in the hoop and add your last name. You just got to make sure you line it up, and it's easier to do if you have your markings already laid out on the blank, or in your case the hat. I have the brother PE 535. Patrina says, and the needle keeps breaking right out of the box. If the needle is breaking, what I would definitely suggest is make sure, as I just showed you, that it's threaded correctly. Make sure that it's threaded correctly. Make sure also that your item that you're working on is hooped properly. Now, interestingly enough, your question goes hand in hand with what I was going to talk about here in a moment. But your item has to be stabilized and hooped properly, because if it doesn't, if your project is doing this and bouncing around on that machine, you're going to break a needle. And it doesn't matter what design you're using, what thread you're using, what needle you're using. Your item has to stay flat and it has to stay still in order to get successful non-needle breaking embroidery out of that project. Make sure that your thread is threaded properly, your bobbin is threaded properly, just like I showed. Make sure your project is hooped properly, and make sure that whatever design it is that you're putting on your project is suitable for that project. You can't fully expect to put a super dense, heavy, thick design that looks a full jacket back design that you would embroider on a denim jacket. You cannot put that on a t-shirt. It's just not going to work, because the t-shirt is a much lighter material. It's not as sturdy, it's not as heavy duty, it can't hold that many stitches, whereas that jacket, that denim, is thick and it's sturdy and it's strong, so it can hold a whole heck of a lot of stitches, whereas your t-shirt can't. So that being the case, make sure that whatever design it is that you're trying to stitch right out of the box is something that is suitable for the material that you're stitching on as well. And 535s is the 4x4 embroidery machine, so be careful trying to stitch like denim, leather. You can do it, but you just got to make sure that you're paying attention to the design and it's not too thick and heavy for that machine. It's a lightweight machine, so you're not going to just be able to haul off and embroider some of anything, but you can do a lot. You can do a lot with that machine, but you just have to be careful. But honestly, if it's breaking needles, make sure it's hooped properly. Make sure it's hooped properly. Hey, Shamina Stewart, how are you? Welcome. And we've missed you as well. Let's see. Now, I want to get into this hat thing. So let's talk about hats. Let's talk about hats. So you're having a hard time installing Sewit Pro, Jackie Creeks? I'm not sure. So are you installing the demo version? Because if you do, hey Sunny Webster, if you do the demo version, you can install the demo version. And then once you install the demo version, you can unlock it with your code if you purchase the full version. That's how that works. So if you're, from what I understand, someone told me don't install it with Chrome, install it with Microsoft Explorer, even though it's not Explorer anymore, whatever it is now, install it with Microsoft. But I've been able to install it with Chrome, so I don't know. Do you use a product over the top of your embroidery to seal the stitches so that they stay neat and flat and don't get snagged on things? No, I do not. The only time I would need to use anything over the top of my stitches is if I'm doing towels, and that's under my stitches. I don't ever put anything over the top of the stitches. Hello, Miss D Purple One and Maria. How are you? So outgrowing the machine can happen, but you will find out the majority of your embroidery usually is going to center around about the 5x7 area, honestly. If you wanted to go larger, I would suggest multi-needle personally. A lot of that depends on your space and your budget. So 5x7 is actually, I don't think you'll outgrow that as fast as you think you will. I really don't. So, because one of the things people fail to realize is the larger you go, the longer it's going to take to embroider whatever it is. Usually designs that are pretty big, you wind up stitching for an hour plus and tons of color changes, and then you realize, you know what, stitching out stuff that big just ain't what it's cracked up to be, and you're happy to go back to the 5x7. So a lot of the stuff that I do can fit with 5x7. All right, hello Michelle Rosencrantz, how are you? Welcome. So I'm going to, it's 10:30, and I'm going to use the last 20 minutes to get into what I had a conversation with a crap, I wanted to show y'all that too, but at any rate, I wanted to get into a conversation about something that most embroiderers have an issue with. As a matter of fact, we just discussed a similar issue, but this one was for the single needle embroidery machine. When you were suggesting repositioning your hat. Of course, I can't find that post like where you said that on the chat. But hats are the bane of embroiderers' existence. And it's because everybody sees these super cute hats with all this awesome looking embroidery on it, on the brim of the cap, on the front of the cap, on this part of the cap, on that part of the cap, and they're like, how can I do that? I want to do hats too. Okay, hats are fun, but hats can be a pain. And one of the things that the other embroiderer and I was discussing kind of also covers what I was just mentioning about, hey Kathy Stewart, what I was just mentioning about your embroidery needs to stay flat. Okay. Where is it? I can't. Oh, it is? Okay. I don't have anything right now, but I'll do it in a minute. I can't find. Oh, there it is. Patrina. So Patrina, she was saying that it's breaking the needle. One of the things that people fail to realize is when doing any embroidery, the whole point, or one of the main things you want to make sure of is when you're embroidering that your embroidery stays flat. You don't want your embroidery bouncing around all over your needle plate and flagging. That's when your embroidery bounces like this, whether it's on a multi-needle machine or the single needle machine, doesn't matter. When that hoop is bouncing and the embroidery is bouncing, that's called flagging. And I'm going to clean out the camera real quick, and hopefully it won't tear us up with the stupid buffering and mess us up. I don't know if that's any cleaner, but hopefully it is. Okay, so when you encounter flagging and whatnot, it will cause your needles to break, because you have to understand, as that's going up and moving, it's going against that needle, and it's going to break your needle every single time. Okay, so you don't want any movement in your embroidery. So one of the things that he and I discussed that people don't understand is, even with a cap driver on an embroidery machine, the whole goal is to keep your embroidery flat, and you want it to stay flat and up against your needle plate on your embroidery machine. So the curve of a cap kind of makes it difficult for embroidery to stay flat, right? You would think. But there are instances where a hat, especially if it's made well, even if it's structured, which that's what this hat is, it's structured. So the inside is super, super stiff. Can you hear that? How it's popping? That's because this is a structured cap. The inside of this cap is super hard and super stiff. So it's hard to get it to move. It's hard to get it to do anything. But sometimes if the hat is made well in a certain way, you can get your embroidery area to stay flat. And you want it to be as close to that needle plate as possible and not move around at all. Alright, so in order to do that, there are some instances where embroidery machines have a higher than normal needle plate. I don't have the, I don't want to move the camera, but the needle plate on my 15 needle is pretty flat right now, but this one is raised some. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's raised just a little bit. And what that does is it elevates this surface to help hold the hat fabric flat as possible, get it as close as possible to this needle plate to rest on it in order to keep it from breaking the needle. So when you're embroidering hats, whether it be on your single needle or whether it be on your multi-needle, the most important thing you can do to help yourself be successful in embroidering hats is to get the surface of that hat as flat as possible. All right, so that being the case, you want to be sure that you find hats that are of a good quality that you can get to lay as flat as possible on your embroidery machine. One of his suggestions was, once you find that brand and that type hat, is more than one brand and more than one type. The cheapest hats are not the best hats, but the most expensive hats are not the best hats either. That's not the point. The point is, find you a hat that works well with your embroidery machine. I know the foam trucker hats are really good about staying flat because they're more pliable in the front. But once you find hats that work, stick with those hats. Stick with those brands. So especially for you guys, she said a structured buckram. Michelle Rosencrans, thank you so very much for joining the YouTube hoop group. And that does get you a bell ring to welcome you to the YouTube hoop group. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. That is totally awesome. We appreciate the support. And yes, when you join the hoop group, you do get your bell ring. Oh, and be sure to email me your address if you would like a bell, and we'll get you a bell shipped out. But these hats are not as difficult as folks make them out to be, but you definitely want to find a hat that works for you, and you want to have it where it will get as flat as possible up against your needle plate. Now, my 6 needle machine is not friendly to hats because the way the back part of where our needles are on that machine, it forces the hat brim to fold backwards like this. And when it does that, it makes this come up, and it makes it come up off the needle plate. So for the folks who have the 6 needle and they're so frustrated at why they can't do hats, it's because that machine is not hat friendly. it forces this back, and that's not helpful. Okay, there are products on the market that help with hooping hats on multi needles, and there are products out there that help with hooping hats on single needle machines. Now, the one that helps with the 4x4 embroidery machine and the 5x7 embroidery machine, I do have that linked in my Amazon store page. Those are really cool. But with those hats, it's easier to find the ones that don't have this stiff structured property. You want it to be more flexible. Like I said, the foam trucker hats can, you know, lay down really flat and lay nice and smooth for you to help you be able to embroider. Now, there are some of the stiff ones that you might can get to lay stiff. Maybe they're not quite this stiff, and you can get it to lay flat so that you can embroider on it. And that's one of those instances where I have to hold your mouth right, cross your eyes, say a prayer, the whole nine, in order to get it to hold in place in order for you to stitch it on the single needle machines. But it can be done. But ultimately, anything that you embroider, anything, I don't care what it is, he and I came to an agreement that it needs to lay flat on the embroidery machine in order to be successful. Karen Murray, thank you so very much for joining the YouTube Hoop group and for supporting our channel. We appreciate it. Hit your bells. Welcome. Thank you, Karen. We appreciate it. And again, be sure to email me, thebabiesbooty@gmail.com, so that I can get your mailing address if you would like a bell. And again, these bells, you join the hoop group, you get a bell, they're signed and numbered. So make sure if you want one. Now, I'm not going to send it just because, you know, you join, because I don't know your address. YouTube doesn't give me that. You would have to actively request your bell by sending me your address and let me know you want your bell. And like I said, email me at thebabiesbooty@gmail.com. Miss Bickham is definitely one of those who has been doing hats and all of this type stuff for years and years. But it was really cool to actually speak with an expert, because he's been doing hats for over 25 years. Deborah Hemmings, you can click, should be in the description below. You can click the link where it says The Baby's Booty Charlotte /join, or there may be a join button beside the subscribe button that you can click that and join the hoop group as well. But ultimately, what we have discussed is use your sharp needle. Don't use your ballpoint needle. So use a sharp. You can use the 80-12 needle, sharp embroidery needle. See if you can get a raised needle plate. If you can't, that's fine, but see if you can. On those multi needles, you can. And then you want to find a hat that will allow you to lay it as flat as possible against that needle plate, so that as you stitch, the less this moves, the less likely your needle will break. Which is why I was explaining to you earlier about your needle breaking out of the box on everything. A lot of it is because your project has to be moving. Something is moving to cause you to keep breaking needles like that, because your needle will jam. If it's going straight up and down, yeah, it'll jam, and your thread a bird nest and all of that cool stuff. But for the most part, your needle is straight up and down. But anytime that needle flexes in the wrong direction, it breaks, because it's flexing and it's hitting something that it's not supposed to hit, because it's going off target. Not off timing, but off target. So when it goes down, it hits that rotary hook in the wrong place, or it hits the bobbin case in the wrong place, and it breaks a needle. That's where your needle breaks come from. All right. So with the hats, I wanted to point that out, because one of the things I was working on, which I had a picture on Instagram showing me work on multiple hats, and in working on those multiple hats, y'all, I was struggling because this isn't the right hat. This is not the right hat. This hat sucks on trying to keep it flat. Unfortunately, I destroyed 2 of them Another set of hats that I had for the same design but a different type hat worked beautifully because it worked really well with the embroidery machine and keeping it flat. Mr. Bohr Hemmings, thank you so very much for joining our YouTube hoop group. We're going to ring your bell. Welcome. I'm glad y'all love the bell. And again, please be sure to email me, thebabiesbooty@gmail.com, if you would like to receive your bell, so that we can get that out to you. So yes, this is something really important. Hats are the banes of a lot of folk. A lot of folk just get so upset and frustrated because they can't do hats. Well, that's why. So if you come across a hat like I did with this particular brand, unfortunately, I'm going to have to keep with this brand for the two hats that I messed up. But after that, I will let my customers know. If you come to me with the authentic snapback, this particular brand, the classics with this type, I'm not going to be able to do it because it's not going to work well on my embroidery machine. I'm not going to be able to keep it flat enough, so this isn't a good hat for my machine. Now, that being said, yes, there are aftermarket hoops attachments that you can buy that will hold these hats flat, or flatter, I should say. And those hoops are quite expensive. You're talking about, for the set, $750 upwards of, in order to get it to fit on the multi-needle machine and to make it work. And if you're like me with the industrial machines, they're totally awesome. They come with double every single hoop that comes with that machine. So while one hat is stitching, the other hat, I'm over there hooping it and getting it ready for the embroidery machine. I love that. But to be able to buy two of those aftermarket hoops in order to get that done, that's an investment. Pamela Bradley White, thank you so very much for joining our YouTube hoop group family. Oh, wait a minute, come on, wrong hand. You know what I wish I could do for those who are new members joining today? I wish I could send you a piece of cheesecake. I can't send you the cheesecake. I wish I could, but welcome to all the new members. Thank you so very much for joining us, and be sure to, if you want a bell, be sure to email me at thebabiesbooty@gmail.com so that I can get your address and get you a bell out this week sometime. Hopefully by the end of the week we'll get all of them out. So we definitely appreciate it. So hey, you, what about do discuss? So, say Tish, I don't know. Whatever, we discuss things dealing with embroidery in this group. Luana Stark, welcome. Thank you. Thank you for joining our hoop group. We definitely appreciate your support to this channel, Miss Luana. Doll Baby says you can freeze the cheesecake and send it. I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know that it'll make it to the post office by the time I get there. I'm gonna be like, I don't think we want to send this after all. Time to cut mask linings. Marge says you have a good night as well. Really quick, I'm also going to show you one other thing dealing with, because we did say last week we were going to talk about blinging the masks. I don't want to take that chance tonight, y'all. I froze how many times? That was so frustrating. I apologize again for that madness. But one of the easier things I did find, I personally don't like how it turned out. But I was kind of rushing because I wanted to hurry up and get it done. But one of the things that Be Createful, I talk about her a lot on this channel. Be Createful is becreateful.com, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the chat, but the link is in the description below. Createful.com. Whoops, there we go. The link to her website is in the description below. If you've never purchased from her before, if you click the link below and go to her website, you'll get 10% off your first order if you've never ordered from her before. But one of the products that she has that will help you with blinging the mask. Here's a mask that that I had this like this. It's pre-made. You can get any one of these, any pre-made mask. It doesn't matter. And this one, I put the bling on it and I cut it to fit. Okay, because one of the products that she has on her website is these are hot fix sheets. Now this one is cut down, so this is actually a strip because I've been using it. But she has sheets. These are hot fix rhinestone sheets, and the bling on them is insane. It's actually very gorgeous bling on these sheets. And just to show you real quick what I did in this instance is I hate I didn't have a full sheet, but I didn't, so I used what I had. But I laid it on the strip and cut it out in the shape of the mask. Okay, so does that make sense? I laid it on this strip and used scissors to cut it out in the shape of the mask. And then once I cut it out in that shape, I laid it on the surface of it, put it on the heat press, and heat pressed it 15 seconds later. And now I have this, as even though y'all see what I did, I cut the mask trying to cut the stupid rhinestone sheet. I was rushing, but it gives me a bling mask to wear on one side anyway, because I didn't get a chance to do the other side, even though I kind of like that half, you know, kind of like Two-Face thing, Batman Two-Face guy. But anyway, so yes, this is another option. And guess what? This doesn't require Cricut. It doesn't require rhinestone sheets or flock or brushing stones. She has these sheets in beautiful colors, multiple hot fix colors. So no matter what color you want, I would suggest get a dark mask, a dark colored mask, because the bling is gorgeous on dark colors. Find you a dark colored mask, get a rhinestone sheet in whatever color you want, have it shipped, because she ships out within the same day you place the order up until I think like 2 o'clock her time. She'll ship out, and you can just cut it and press it right on with the heat press, or if you have the Cricut Easy Press, or even that little handheld Cricut presser thingy, mini press. You can use these to press these stones onto your mask, and you can have a full bling mask, or if you wanted to, you can cut like one strip and then shape it around the edge of the mask, or you can be all kinds of, as her website says, be creative on how you want to do it. But at the end of the day, this does not require software. This does not require a Cricut or Silhouette or a Brother Scan and Cut, no kind of cutting machine, and you can actually bling a mask with heat press and a mask. Okay, and yes, I can breathe. Ooh, I can breathe. Can you use a punch and cut design out of the bling? This stuff you can cut and do whatever you need to do with it. You can cut this up into individual stones, or cut it in strips, or cut it in rows, or whatever. These can be cut with scissors. But yes, you can do a design, because I have a design I was going to go onto Cricut and show it and cut it out of the flock and bling it and press it, but not with my computer acting up. That would be doing too much on my machine tonight, unfortunately. Let's see, it was something else I was going to mention because I saw someone say something. What she says? Huh? Did I ring the bell for Luana Stark? Let me know. Even if I didn't, I'm going to ring the bell because we had so many people joining tonight. Luana Stark, I'm sorry if I didn't. Congratulations. Thank you all for joining tonight. This was an awesome night despite me being in and out. Oh my God. You said I needed to answer somebody's question. Let me go back up. Because there was something else I did see about Make the Cut. Make the Cut. Jackie Creeks. Make the Cut software. What I was using it for was to, hey Pasha 6S, good evening to you as well. Thank you for listening. And thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. But I also wanted to say, Make the Cut, what I was using it for was, and I explained it in one of the videos. Unfortunately, Make the Cut is no longer available. I didn't know that. I found out for sure myself personally today. Make the Cut is not available for purchase anymore, but you can use a similar software called Sure Cuts a Lot that works as well. And what I use it is to, when I purchase rhinestone designs that are already made, I purchase it. I bring that design into Make the Cut or Sure Cuts a Lot, merge the design together in one thing so that when I pull it over into Cricut, it doesn't take a long time for Cricut to upload it, because it's uploading individual dots instead of uploading a solid page of dots. I can't explain it per se verbally, but you can see what I'm talking about when I show you in the video. So you can go in our video history and look for rhinestone and how to make or edit a rhinestone design or whatever the case may be, and it'll show you what Make the Cut is for, or Sure Cuts a Lot, and show you how I use it for my bling designs. Since that is a solid sheet of adhesive bling, does it affect the breathability of the mask? I would say that it could, but because there's holes in it, not as much. Now, for me personally, I have an issue breathing in the masks anyway. Don't know why. I do. But for me, I have to use it for a little bit and then drop it some after a while, because I don't know why my oxygen rate is like trash or whatever. But this does have holes in between the stones. It's not like a solid sheet. So you do still have some breathability. Yes, it can limit it. But in most instances, like what my plan was to just do a design on the mask, not like bling out the whole entire mask. This was just to show that it can be done, but just put a design on it so it doesn't jack up being able to breathe out of the whole mask altogether. But I've seen people bling out the whole mask and they're cute. It looks good, so it can be done, and they are breathing in it. So Pasha says, good evening, listeners. I work on bling out my mask for tomorrow. Use the gifted black mask from some company, added tiger print and outline with black and clear bling. I bet that's cute. Post the picture, please, so that we can see what it looks like. And again, so thank you guys for joining with me this evening. We're going to work on improving our connectivity for our videos, because y'all know it takes a lot to get me annoyed, and not being able to connect properly will annoy me. What question? I can't hear you. Oh, I did see that. I apologize. I did see that, but I told myself to answer it. Okay, so how to become a Hoop Group member for the monthly classes or for the monthly live? That is to join as a captain. The captains they receive one free design every month, and we join together live and we craft that free design live. So it's either going to be, usually it's an embroidery design. For the most part, it's been embroidery, but we can do bling, we can do some other stuff too, but lately it's been embroidery designs. So that is one of the benefits of joining as a Hoop Group captain. You get a free live with me once a month, doing the project that I send out once a month for free. So if you join the Hoop Group from the link below, If you join the hoop group from the link in the description or the Baby's Booty Charlotte /join, then it gives you an option of what level you want to join, and the level for that is the captains. Now we are working on, I've gotten request after request after request for one-on-one classes. We're looking at implementing those one-on-one classes. So if you're interested, I'll have more information and point you in the direction on Facebook. Anna Maria Gill, all of them are good. At the most, and Where to Go, Jackie Creeks, it's here on YouTube. So you would need to click memberships, I think. So when you go into YouTube, hopefully I didn't mess y'all up by going here. Let's see if this is it. Oh, nope. Okay, so when you log into YouTube and you go to youtube.com, Jackie Creeks, when you log into youtube.com, in the upper right hand corner, you should see your picture in a little circle. When you click on your picture, or it could, if you don't have, let me see, what do you have for your thing? Yes, your picture. So when you click on your picture, it should pull up your name of your channel. It'll say your channel right up under that. Then it'll say paid memberships. If you click on paid memberships, it'll show you what your memberships are that you're currently enrolled in. And if the Baby's Booty is one of them, you'll see the Baby's Booty, and you'll see beside it manage membership. When you click there, it'll take you to the options of whatever you want to do with your membership here on the Baby's Booty. Thank you, Miss Iris Diaz. Good night, Iris. So yes, definitely. Can you give instructions in joining YouTube Hoop Group again? Yes, you can click on. Yes, the holes are covered in adhesive, Sheila Cushionberry. They are. They are. The issue of breathing the glue. The glue is not an issue. Not this hot fix glue. It's not. If you are using like E6000 or something, I wouldn't do that. I would only do the hot fix glue because there's no odor to it or anything. But if you heat press this properly, the glue melts away back here. You barely can see the glue. I didn't heat this one long enough. But yes, it is adhesive back there. You're welcome, Sheila Cushionberry, as well. But Shamina, it should be in the description below. You should be able to click that and join the hoop group here on YouTube. Or you can go to this channel, the Baby's, go into your main YouTube page, type in the Baby's Booty. It'll pull up our channel, click on our channel, and beside the subscribe button, you should see where it says to join. So, but you guys, in the Facebook group and in the forums group on our website, we'll post when those classes come up and are open and available for one-on-one instruction. All right, we'll let you know when it comes up. And we are still also working on the seminar for more classes like we did for the cruise or the virtual cruise. We're going to do classes again, but the move kind of through that, delayed that. So we're still working on that in the background. So lots going on, which is why I needed cheesecake, and which is why I'm going to sign off here and go eat some cheesecake. So I want to thank each and every last one of you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us this evening and share your insight and encouragement with one another. Here at the Baby's Booty channel, we always look forward to you joining us and interacting, because without you, we wouldn't have this channel. So we definitely appreciate you being here. Until the next time, let's see, what do we have going on next week? This week we should have the new files going out to the captains, and we'll schedule for the craft along with the captains, the one-on-one for those who were captains during the month of, what did we just leave, August. And so your file should be going out this week. Can you tell I'm getting tired already? But meanwhile, thank you for joining us this evening. I always appreciate you taking your time to join us. And so until the next time we see you all, we're going to have happy cheesecake eating. So you guys have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye.